And I know that there are plenty of people who are very interested in your thoughts about the power of positive thinking. But it's quite controversial what you say, because you claim that not only does the power of positive thinking make you feel better about your life, it can actually save your life because it has an effect on your physical health. What are your thoughts about that?
I've never actually talked about the power of positive thinking. I've talked about a quiet mind. When your mind is quiet, as in meditation, then self-regulation mechanisms kick in. Only 2 weeks ago, we had a paper published in Springer Nature's Translational Psychiatry, a British journal, a very high-impact journal from Britain, where we showed, or rather scientists from Harvard and Mount Sinai and UCSF, including a Nobel laureate, showed that 1 week at our center in a meditation retreat changed the activity of all 20,000 genes that comprise a human cell. So all the genes that were responsible for self-regulation and healing went up, and all the genes that were responsible for inappropriate inflammation went down. It's now known that only 5% of disease-related gene mutations are fully penetrant, which means there's a 1-to-1 ratio between the mutation and the disease. The rest are influenced by your lifestyle, including sleep, stress management, movement, exercise, yoga, breathing techniques, emotions, personal relationships, and nutrition.
Deepak, first of all, lovely to talk to you again. I interviewed you many times in America.
To see you,
really good to see you. Thank you for staying up so late for us.
No, thank you. It's great to see you.
Well, what's really fascinating about this is you say there's almost like a cut-off point of 50 years old. I've got a particular interest because I'm 51, where if your disease gene hasn't manifested itself by then you have an ability to sort of control the potential manifestation of it after 50 through your lifestyle control. Is that right?
That's largely true. If you're going to get Alzheimer's before 50, then you usually have one of those penetrant genes. But all other gene mutations, which are not fully penetrant, and you usually occur late in life, including Alzheimer's, those are influenced by lifestyle, yes. That's now well known, Piers. I've been talking about this for 40 years, but it took 40 years of scientific validation, 40 years of persisting with this to see the validation that's now coming across.
Right. How much does, you said you didn't really go on about the power of positive thought, but does thinking positively generally, in your view, have a materially beneficial effect on your health? And I say that because I'm a very positive guy, whereas Susanna's a pretty negative person, as I think viewers have probably realised by now.
Only when I'm in the studio with you.
Positive thinking, if it's forced, can be stressful. But emotions like love, compassion, joy, empathy, peace of mind, equanimity, these certainly have an effect on your gene expression and on things like inflammatory markers. So we just finished a study where we had people write a gratitude journal at the end of the evening. They would write all the things that they were grateful for, and this had a profound effect on the inflammatory markers which are associated with chronic illness.
Well, this is going to be, I mean, I think there's a lot of positive stuff in what you're saying, but I just wonder whether, if you're somebody who suffers from negative thoughts or anxiety or a form of depression, it's going to be very worrying for them to hear you saying that those things can make you physically ill. I mean, chronically physically ill.
Well, there's no denying the data. So people who have depression should be treated for depression. People who have guilt, shame, hostility, anger, fear should be treated for those disorders, just like they're treated for diabetes.
No, absolutely. But what you're saying is further than that. Of course, those people absolutely should receive treatment. But you're saying that it can have an effect on their genes, and of course, we know that can lead to really some awful diseases, physical diseases.
Susanna, there's no denying the data. When the data is there, which shows that anything that causes inflammation in the body, leads to susceptibility of disease, I didn't say it causes disease, it leads to susceptibility, then you should be mindful of that. And that's how you should bring up your children. And we are not talking about positive emotions at all. I mentioned that. We're talking about healthy emotions that connect you to life, that are nurturing and nourishing: love, compassion, joy, equanimity, gratitude. These are emotions that anyone should cultivate. And anyone who has fear and hostility and anger and guilt and shame should seek help.
Deepak, we've got to leave it, unfortunately. But final question. You've met so many famous people. When I interviewed Oprah and others, they always talk about their relationship with you in a very positive way. Of all the famous people you've met, who do you think, in terms of the way they lead their lives, is the genuinely most inspiring person for the kind of mantra you're talking about? Who should we aspire to be like?
I think we should be aspiring to be like Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, even Barack Obama.
Well, I think I'm probably most like Mother Teresa, so I can certainly relate to that. I think you probably agree, wouldn't you, Deepak?
Yes, I do.
All these things that just break our heart time and time again, we wanted to, write this song so people don't forget.